And I'm David. We've got another special Big Brother 20 video.
Yes, let's rank the top 8.
Yes, this is the original top 8
players.
Right, that's the word I was looking for.
So we're gonna go in order. We're gonna start at 8 and go down to who would be number 1.
Right.
And we may or may not line up on this.
Right, but we're gonna discuss the reasons why, how we're ranking them.
How we're ranking them. So we'll start with our 8th place.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm ranking Casey in 8th place.
Get out of here!
And here's why. I feel like Casey aligned herself with the right people.
Yes.
She's been in a strong alliance, but that's about all she's got going for her.
Oh, burn.
She has not done much else in this game. She has one hacker win, which she used to take herself down, and then she went right back up on the block after that. She has not been calling any shots in her alliance, really, and she's been on the block for 2 weeks in a row and was a pawn both weeks, so it's not good news if you're being continually used as a pawn. So Casey is my weakest player of the top 8, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, well, when I get to Casey, I will counter your point.
Okay.
But I will say, in 8th place, I put Sam.
You're nuts.
Are you kidding me? Sam, I adored Sam from the beginning, but she makes no sense. She might be trying to play, we don't really know, but if she is, she's not doing a very good job of it, is what I would like to say.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Okay, all right.
About Sam.
I can't argue with that, but I do have some other points that I will bring up.
You'll bring up
when we
later.
get to Sam.
All right, 7th place.
7th place. My 7th place is Fessel.
Yes, I agree with that.
He deserves to be low on anyone's list.
Any list.
He has won some things, right?
Right.
He's won veto twice. He won an HOH. That's to his credit. But on his HOH, he evicted an ally. He's continually been on the wrong side of the vote all season long. He has no idea what's going on. He only cares about his showmans.
Yeah.
And he got a crap out.
Yeah.
So,
he has had some glimmers where I thought he knew what was going on, but he lets them go. He's also my 7th because he has just proven to be an idiot in this game. And the one time he was in power, he fell for his jealousy and decided to get someone out because they had a crush on his girl.
Yeah.
But they were a number for him. That's the only reason I say you are 7th.
Sorry, Fessy.
Not sorry.
Yeah.
6th place.
All right. Here's where I'm defending Sam.
Oh,
I say Sam is 6th place. Better than Fessy, better than Casey. Sam has only been on the block once. Week 1 when she was a robot, right? So she's never been a target this whole game. She's been laying low. People like her. She's won HOH one time. It was kind of a weird HOH that she made very personal, but she won HOH. She has a power app. She did let that power app expire. But overall, I think she's has been well liked for a long time in the house. I think now that we're getting to the later stages of the game, people are seeing that she might be a little bit of a liability. But I think that if she made it a long way in this game, she would have a case to make that she played honest and she was a straight shooter. She told you what she thought and she never lied to anybody's face. So that's why I'm ranking Sam 6th.
Yeah, and not to give you more ammo, but she had one of the best HOHs. Even though it was a little off, she got a target out. Yeah,
she did.
So she does have some points to her. But my 6th place is Haley.
Haley, okay.
Because again, in the same boat as Fessy, she has these glimmers where she gets it. She knows what's going on. But she just lets them go for some reason.
Yeah.
And stays in this world of confusion and incorrectness and makes really poor decisions in the game.
Yeah.
So she had some potential, which is why she's in the top 8.
Yeah.
But she's just not making wise decisions, so that's where she is for me.
Yeah.
5!
All right, so I am sort of piggybacking off of what you just said, and Haley is my 5th place. I'm putting her 5th. Most of my rankings are very stats based, right?
Okay.
So I see that Haley won an HOH. She also had a hacker win. The hacker thing didn't go exactly as she had planned, but she's proven right that she's capable of winning competitions.
Yeah.
And she did have a crap app, so that kind of knocked her down my list a little bit. And it is, just like Sarah said, she has these moments where she has total clarity about what's going on in the house, but then she just kind of trips over her own 2 feet. So that's why she didn't break my top 4, but I think she deserved a place at number 5.
Well, my number 5 is Casey.
Okay, you're gonna need to make some good arguments here.
I'm taking some of the things that you said were flaws or negatives as positive. She's been on the block a couple times, but as a pawn in a very safe situation because she has the numbers. There's something about her from the beginning. I might be putting too much weight into her, but I feel like she aligned herself well.
Yeah.
And she has played that loyal partner really, really well. I am disappointed with her amount of comp wins. Wish that were higher.
Yeah.
But she handled being a pawn very well.
Yeah.
And a number for her team. So that's why I just feel like she has to be above people like Fessy and Haley.
Yes. I mean, there is something to be said for seeing where the power in the house is and following the power, right? I guess you could call Casey a little bit of a floater.
She's not a floater. She hasn't ever floated off of her level.
True. She's just been loyal. Yeah.
She's just been loyal to her side. She's not a leader.
Yeah. But
she's playing that loyal team member very, very well.
Yeah.
So that doesn't win you the game, but that gets you a solid top
5th place. Yeah. Yeah.
Ish.
4th place.
4th place.
I picked Angela.
Yes,
Angela is a physical threat. She established herself as a physical threat from week 1, almost beating Scotty for that big advantage in the first week of the game. She won 2 HOHs. She was our first repeat HOH of the season. She won a power of veto and she took Tyler down, which then she got to collect on the next week when she was on the block and Tyler used the veto to take her down.
Yes.
So she's won things at opportune times and used those for her advantage. She showed some smooth talking when she was the one who won the veto and she talked Scotty out of taking it and then talked Tyler out of taking it.
Right.
So I think a lot of people don't like Angela and think that she's just kind of riding Tyler's coattails, but I think that she has sort of stood on her own 2 feet in this house in a lot of ways.
I agree. She obviously has won some competitions, so we have to give her a little bit more credit than Casey. She's not just a piece of furniture like we all wanted to say in the beginning. I mean, there were weeks where I didn't know the difference between Angela and Rachel. I really honestly didn't. But now she has made it clear who she is. She's playing the role of villain perfectly.
Yeah.
She will do the crap that other people don't want to do. She'll say a horrible goodbye message. She's obviously not thinking about jury votes. But she can win. She can make decisions. She can put someone on the block. No big deal.
Right.
She can get stuff done. So she's a solid 4th place.
Exactly. And I think, you know, some of the stuff that knocks her down to 4th is that sometimes she comes in guns blazing, comes a little too hot, right? She thinks she knows everything. She gave that epic speech to Bailey where she was like, I know who the hacker is and you're wrong. Like, that was the wrong information. So that's why she's not in the top 2 or 3 of the game.
She's also not making the decision. She's not leading the charge.
Right. She's sort of doing what the Alliance wants rather than telling the Alliance what's going to happen.
Right. 3rd.
I put Brett 3rd.
Yes, I did too.
Okay, now Brett doesn't have a lot of the competition wins like some of these other people.
No.
But he is such an enjoyable house guest to me. Everybody knows he's Prince Charming, right? He can charm the pants off of anybody and just convince them that he is your friend.
Yes.
He has great speeches, whether it's for veto or eviction. You can always count on Brett for a great speech. He did win the veto once when he needed to take himself off the block. I also think it's worth noting that he has been put on the block, I think 3 times.
A few, yeah.
And survived a couple of live evictions and took himself down at another point. So he has been threatened with eviction several times and is still in the house.
Brett has played a really great game. He had to pivot and change and adjust when his little bro got evicted, Winston.
Yeah.
He did exactly that. And he has also played this really funny villain role, which is entertaining. Whether that gets you to the finale, I don't know, but he's making decisions. He is speaking up and leading the charge at times.
Yeah.
He is playing both sides, but still very loyal to his team.
Yeah.
He is a very good, solid 3rd place of this top 8.
Absolutely. And I think he's one that maybe could be a surprise, right? If someone from our top 2, obviously we have the same top 2, whether they're in the same order, we will find out. But he's someone I think who could break into that if something happens with who we think is playing the best game so far.
Right. I will say to that point, there it's because he doesn't have a solid number 2, which we kind of have hinted on previously, is why he's 3rd and the other 2 are 1 and 2 in my mind. All right, who is in 2nd place of the top 8?
All right, I put JC as my number 2.
I agree.
JC has no stats. He has never won anything, but he's never been on the block, right? He is a classic floater to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Granted, he's sort of floated to one side of the house continually because power has been on one side of the house, but he has been expertly playing both sides.
Yes.
Both sides think they have him and that they can trust him. He is in Fessy's mind completely, just totally controls him, and he's very blunt. He's very, you're going to do this, no, this is what we need to do, and that is a strategy that has been effective in Big Brother, and he is using it to, you know, make his game succeed this season as well. I
really, at the beginning, didn't understand why people were okay with his style of playing the middle, because he was very honest about it in the beginning. He was like, I'm not gonna go, it's too early to choose. He made it clear he was in the middle. But then he let people think he was with them. At the same time, he's letting someone else think that he was with them. So then he became the classic floater, but doing it well.
So well.
He latched on to Fessy in such a way that when Fessy won HOH, it was really JC's HOH. We have to give all that credit to JC.
We do.
He's obviously one of the best players of this season.
And people continually talk about how well liked he is. He is. Everybody in the house loves him. And there have been discussions on more than one occasion about using JC as a pawn, and somehow he's maneuvered his way out of that because he knows how bad it is to end up on the block for whatever reason. Granted, I think he would have been safe for most, if not all, of these occasions where they talked about using him as a pawn, but he refused to let that happen. And there seemed to be no fallout for that.
There was even a point when people were considering putting him up like Bailey and Haley, and Fessy wouldn't allow it. So he obviously placed himself in a way that people were protecting him. Tyler will protect him to a point. I only put him 2nd to obviously who our number 1 is, because he doesn't have all the information. Who we're about to talk about, number 1, has all the information. So let's say number 1.
Tyler. Hello.
Tyler has just played such an amazing game from the get-go. He knows where everybody is. He knows exactly who's in charge.
He's in that person's ear. Whoever wins a competition, wins an HOH, wins a veto, almost 100% of the time you see Tyler talking to that person first. He positions himself so well to make sure that his thoughts are the first thoughts that anybody is going to hear on what the strategy needs to be, who the replacement nom should be, anything of that nature.
And when it got kind of like his name was being thrown around, he knew exactly when to pull back. He had to look like he was a lone wolf, and he's not really with them. And still had everyone confused for the most part, except for level 6. He can make decisions when he needs to. He can manipulate when he needs to.
He wins comps. He won an HOH. He won 3 vetoes. Like, and this is only so far. Who knows what he's going to win for the rest of the season? He can win when he needs to.
Exactly. He doesn't do it unless he needs to, and he knows when he doesn't need to. I mean, Tyler has played such an amazing game. That, I mean, I hate to do predictions, but I have to imagine he wins this season. And even though JC and Brett are playing great games as well, I feel like Tyler has
They could be deserving winners if Tyler's not in the final 2. But if Tyler's not in the final 2, he will go down as a Vanessa. Someone who played the best game this season, should have won, but just didn't. Like, right for All-Stars if he doesn't win this season, right? Like, he's that kind of player. So and sometimes it's frustrating to watch that happen in a season of Big Brother because it's, you know, it can tend to be boring if someone's just the front runner all season and then they win. But it's just fun to watch him play and manipulate people because he's not a bully. He's not bulldozing people.
I love that.
He's very suave and he just finesses his way through every week and tends to get his way, which is great to watch.
It is. And luckily we've had other great players this season, so it's not super boring. It's not like a 16 with Derek just completely running the show. And everyone else like, okay. So that's our opinion of who is the top 8.
But, you know, we don't know everything, so we want to know what you think too.
Please give us your opinions on where people should line up and how they rank.
Let us know, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.